Welcome to just an insane episode of Swoop, Luke. Thanks to Authentic Autographs and Events. I'm with 401 game legend Scott Pendlebury. I'm shaking a little bit, but that's okay. We can, mate. Thank you for joining me.
It's okay, mate. No worries.
First thing I want to talk about, the Pies at the moment. It'd be remiss not to sort of talk about the season, how it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but we don't really see it from the outside looking in. But what's the vibe like inside? We know McRae and what he's been able to do for the club the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But what is it like now at the moment?
Yeah, the vibe's still really strong. It's something that he's been big on. Yeah. I remember his first season when he come to the club. Early days, I think we were sort of win, loss. And he was really big on us straight away about we come in and we act like winners every day. And I'm sure you've all heard him speak about that. And that's been the case. I feel like our football the last 3 weeks has been really positive. We played 90% of really good footy up at the SCG and got pipped at the post. But our attitude, the way we've trained has been first class. And there's still a little glimmer of hope for us. And, that makes Saturday's game against the Lions so important.
Yeah, so two games to go. We're still mathematically a chance for finals. So it's just pedal to the metal. Obviously, you want to win every game, play every sort of game out. What do you think is the biggest change that we can do? We know our last quarters, these last couple of weeks. So Richmond, Carlton and Sydney, 1 goal in each of those last quarters by us, and they've piled on a couple of goals. What is it, a mentality thing, or is it, what do you think it is?
I think it's just, you look across the whole competition at sides getting, only 2 weeks ago, Hawthorn, one of the most informed sides, got run down by GWS. And it's probably the next evolution of football is, when you are 4 goals up at 3/4 time, sides are so good now at, you've heard Fly speak about it as well. It's like you'd rather lose by 10 goals than lose by 4. So sides throw caution to the wind a lot. And I think not just us, but most sides in the AFL are struggling to hold on to their lead. So I'm sure, other clubs are looking at ways now when you're up by 4 goals, maybe the mindset needs to be you need to win by 8.
Yeah.
So pile on the first 4 or 5. So it's definitely something we're looking at, but as I said before, we're really happy with the first 3.5 quarters against Sydney.
Which was fantastic. But what I want to sort of talk about now is the hunter versus hunted mentality. It's a kind of a new thing for most of the boys at the club, besides I think it's just you and Steele now from 2011 where you kind of experienced that. Does that come into play a lot? The media talks about it. Us fans, we talk about it a lot, being the hunted now. Is it on your guys' minds or?
No, I think it's just an outside thing, to be honest. The amount of work you do in pre-season, no matter if you win a premiership or you come second or last, you put in a really big pre-season. We were prepared really well going into the season. Obviously, we didn't start that well, but then we got our game going and, we're still one of the best pressure sides in the competition, which if you're talking about hunted versus hunted, the way we get after opposition is still something that we're doing really well. It's probably just a few, as we alluded to before, a few more little technical elements that we need to tighten up. But, the last 3 weeks, I feel like it's been really positive and looking forward to Brisbane. Yeah,
no, that's going to be... do you guys build it up as a grand final rematch, or it's just like... You would look at it, match review it, or you just another...
We probably look at it from the last time we played them over there. GWS obviously played them on the weekend up at the Gabba. The MCG is a different element, so we'll look at probably some things that worked in the grand final for us, but there's a lot of change to both sides now, and they're in really good form. On the weekend their first quarter was insanely dominant. They just didn't kick very straight. So we're prepared for their best and looking forward to a big challenge.
Yeah, I want to go back to something you said about pressure pies, and that's been our sort of mantra for the last couple of years. There's this. It was on First Crack or one of the footy shows about a conspiracy theory about. I don't know if you've seen it, but the way that the holding the ball rule's being adjudicated at the moment, and that sort of change is different to 2023, and how we used to just play the minutes, tackle, hold the ball up, and now they reckon players are sort of scared to sort of hold that ball in fear of getting caught out. Is that?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I just know that it's it's a little bit tricky as players at times because you're not sort of sure of which way it's going to go. And it's been spoken about a lot, but the umpires in our game have a extremely difficult job, and sometimes it is holding the ball, sometimes it isn't, and we're always spoken about just play to the whistle, just keep going, play to the whistle. And I think most sides are trying to adapt, but the amount of rules, I suppose, that from the AFL that get put onto the umpires, and they're looking for 50 different things, and but I always say most of the good games this year, you've never sat back and thought that, you know, for everyone that you feel like you're hard done by, there's probably a couple that you got lucky as well.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Everyone in the league is where they need to be because it's what the work they've done to this point.
Yeah, 100%. And look, I want to talk about your 400 games champion of the club. When it's all sort of said and done, what do you want to be remembered for the most?
I'm just a guy that people like to play with. From all my teammates, that was respected, and from the fans' point of view, the guy that they used to come and watch and like and enjoy watching play. And hopefully I gave people a lot of joy. And I'm still motivated though to continue and to play on into next year, which is exciting. And I still think this group's capable of exciting things. If results fall our way this year, I know that we can do big things, but we've got to look after our own backyard and win our next two. And I'm excited by that prospect.
And talking about 2025, where do you see the next evolution of Collingwood's football sort of, not that you can give away a lot of game plan stuff, but like, where do you sort of see the next evolution, if it's just Collingwood or football just in general?
Yeah, it's a good question. I haven't really thought about it too much, just because you obviously get so locked into the season. Yeah. But you see how quickly footy does change when you think back to even 2018. When we played in a grand final, a completely different brand of footy 5 years later that we're playing in 2023. Yeah. So it moves really quickly, and no doubt next year there'll be things thrown at us that we never thought possible, or the game wouldn't look this style away, and it will happen. And I think it's always getting better and progressing more.
Yeah, and look, before we wrap this up, when Collingwood released their 400 game video of you sort of going around your business and stuff, Jack's lost a ball up in the Hedges. Did you ever find it?
We have found that ball. We've redeemed that footy. I spent most of my game morning against Carlton trying to fish that out of the Hedges, so it's been found.
Oh, beautiful. Pendles, thank you so much, mate, for authentic autographs and events. I appreciate it. And good luck against the Lions in the rest of the season, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Thanks,
mate. Thank you.